Hi, it's Valerie Milano with the Hollywood Times, and we have some wonderful guests tonight here at Sepi Shyne's fundraiser in Mandeville Canyon, and we have Cynthia Underwood, who is our art expert. So here we go.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Underwood with the Hollywood Times, and I'm here with SUUVI. She played the cello, a lovely, lovely, and very powerful piece for the beginning of Sepi's talk. Can you tell us where you're from and what your cello piece was all about?
So I'm half Cuban, half Chinese. Both sides of my family were Cuban and Chinese refugees who came here to seek political asylum, and it's been really important to me for a long time to incorporate my heritage and my story into my art. So the piece I played tonight is a piece that tells the story of the Cuban immigrant experience.
Yeah, and it was very powerful. So you had your cello music,
yeah,
along with.
So it's actually a track that's layered, and it's this technique called looping, where you play a line and then you record it and you loop it and you keep on layering it. So in the end, you have like multiple lines of yourself all playing at the same time, and there's like a clave beat, and there's a lot of spoken word. There were excerpts from JFK and Castro speeches, from radio broadcasts at the time. So it tells the story in a very authentic way.
Very interesting, and it was extremely powerful. Why did you choose that particular piece for this event with Sepi Shyne?
I think Sepi is so great at telling her story and being such an authentic voice in politics now. And I really wanted to, one of the things that bonded us when we first met and had lunch is that we shared this this immigrant experience. And, we find it really important to tell our stories and be authentic in our in our platform, whether it's in politics or art. So that's why I thought it was appropriate for her.
Yeah, and you two sort of really connected with your backgrounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it was really beautiful show. I appreciated it on so many levels. Just the artistry, your talent.
Thank you.
Your outfit looked great there.
Thanks.
Yeah, and also just the way that your story and the music went along with Sepi's story. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Hi, it's Valerie Milano from the Hollywood Times, and we have Cynthia Underwood, our art expert, and here we go. She's got another interview for you. Yeah, you can back there.
Hi.
Thank you.
Of course. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, so I'm Cynthia Underwood with the Hollywood Times, and this is Sara Seyed.
Pleasure meeting you.
What's your title?
She is that what
No,
the other one.
Attorney.
Miss
Attorney.
attorney. Oh, got you. Hold on a second. Because I'm okay. I am human rights lawyer. I am a producer, actor, writer, and it's a long one. But yeah.
Right. And she gave a really impassioned speech here at Sepi Shyne event that changed many minds about voting, opened up minds about what politics actually are and how it can be a positive force and not just divisive and angry. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. I sort of, we're sort of riding off of the women life freedom movement, and I felt like there are lessons to be learned from Iranian men, women, and children, and those who don't, abide by any of those gender sort of norms. They have sort of united us beyond any leader ideology, any ethnicity, any sort of ideology or gender identity. And I think for the first time in at least our lifetime, at least in mine, we have been reminded of our civic duties, of what it means to be to take actions for what we believe in, for our value systems. One of the things I mentioned at the beginning of my conversation was a quote from a child who was unfortunately killed during the protest. He says, "In the name of the God of the rainbow." And I was like, what a beautiful description of a creator that creates us from from different ideologies, from different colors, but into this unites us under the same banner of equality. We're all sort of thinking our understanding of justice, freedom, and good politics is the same. So I was like, there's this, we're in this moment in time that is just so ripe for us to take initiative and be part of what it means to change the world. And these, I mean, to think about it, Cynthia, they had one hashtag, 2 words, Mahsa Amini, and they had to, Iranian people, they had nothing else. The traditional media wasn't covering us. The West doesn't tend to be very empathetic towards the cause of Iranian women and generally Iran. And so we had 2 hashtags, Mahsa Amini, and we had to reiterate that over 500 million times on social media just so the world could hear us. And I think one of the most beautiful things about it is that in a time where forms are broken, institutions do not make sense, and leaders continuously disappoint us, they have shown us that the masses matter, our votes matter, our values matter, and if we can unite behind not necessarily just a cause, but if we can get together and unite behind a force that is for good, then we can create that change. And hopefully Sepi is going to be spearheading that force.
Yeah.
Out.
But that was very good, and I appreciate.
Exactly.
You're doing good. Yeah, and so you speaking here for Sepi is it's monumental, I think, especially given who she is, what she stands for, and then all of the murders and just terrible stuff that's happened in Iran and in the Persian countries.
But also in the country that we live in.
Oh, it's divisive.
Exactly. I was saying, sadly, one of the things that people at the helm, people at the top do, is that they want us to feel disillusioned. They want us to feel disassociated and disenfranchised from what's going on in the world of politics, because they don't want us to believe that we have the power to change anything. And I think one of the things that Sepi, at least in our conversation, constantly tells me is that I want my people to know that there's a way out. There's a way for us to rebuild, revitalize, and change the world, not just for the betterment of our community here in West Hollywood, in California, but for the world, because we can set a precedent. We can be that beacon of hope for people in Iran, in Afghanistan, women who are like constantly covered, told what to do, and we can get rid of those fascist, fundamentalist, extremist ideologies of what it means to be a good human.
Yeah. Okay, so why would Sepi be a fantastic congressperson?
One of the things I was thinking when I was writing this speech was we need to come together for the healing of our communal soul. And the reason why that came to my mind was that I felt like at first and foremost, Sepi is a healer. I mean, not just because of the fact that she does Reiki healing, but she listens. She like basically downloads the information and then looks for solutions. She's not the kind of leader where I think in a lot of ways, as we have seen in the past, where they go, yes, but that's not priority. I think what I see in her is the kind of politician that is very much who she is on the outside as much as she is on the inside. Like she truly cares and wants to find solutions around problems. And I think the kind of person who listens to one person and is not worried about the masses in the beginning is someone I can respect, because every person matters to her.
Right. Yes, every person does matter to Sepi Shyne. And thank you so very much for your wonderful speech and for this Hollywood Times interview. Thank you.